No one remembers the guy who almost changed the world. Steve Jobs didn't just change an industry. He rewrote the rules of business, branding, and belief. He built Apple, got fired from Apple, and then saved it from the ashes. This isn't a story about a genius who succeeded.
I'm honored to be with you today for the commencement of one of the finest universities in the world.
It's about a rebel who got rejected and came back with a vengeance. This is the untold legacy of Steve Jobs, the man who made simplicity a billion-dollar strategy. And this is how it all began. In 1976, a barefoot college dropout with no engineering degree walked into a garage with one idea. Computers shouldn't just be for engineers, they should be for everyone. Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak built the Apple I with next to no capital. But Jobs wasn't interested in building computers. He was building a vision.
How many of you are 36 years older than 36 years old? Yeah, you were born pre-computer. Computer's 36 years old. And there's something I think that there's going to be a little slice in the timeline of history as we look back. Pretty meaningful slice right there.
He and Wozniak sold the first 50 Apple I units at $666 each, barely breaking even. That number, $666, was Wozniak's idea, but Jobs didn't care. He was chasing scale, not margins. Jobs saw bigger stakes, computers not just as tools for calculation, but as tools for creativity. By 23, he was worth over $1 million. By 25, over $250 million. But behind the scenes, trouble was brewing.
Now, you've seen some pictures of Macintosh in these slides, but what I'd like to do now is show you the Macintosh in person. And all of the images that you will be seeing will be generated by what's in that bag right there.
So, Jobs had a gift for persuasion. He could sell anything to anyone. But with Apple's rapid success came friction. He clashed with colleagues, refused compromises, and ran Apple like a pirate ship. His intensity bordered on cruelty, berating employees and demanding perfection at all costs. The Lisa failed. The Macintosh underperformed, but its graphical interface planted the seed of modern computing, a vision Microsoft would mimic and Apple would later perfect. Investors brought in CEO from Pepsi, John Scully, to bring order to Jobs' chaos. Instead, it brought a coup. In 1985, at just 30 years old, Jobs was fired from the company he built. To the outside world, it was the end. But for Jobs, it was just the beginning. Most would have disappeared, but Jobs doubled down. He started Next, an ambitious but unprofitable startup. He bought a fledgling animation division from George Lucas for just $10 million, a fraction of its original $30 million asking price. That company is Pixar. With Toy Story, Pixar made Jobs a billionaire. But Next, though unprofitable, had built groundbreaking software. In 1996, a floundering Apple bought Next for $429 million, bringing Jobs back through the side door and using its tech to rebuild Mac OS.
first Macintosh. So please join with me now and welcome from Apple Computer, Steve Jobs.
Jobs returned to Apple with one rule: simplify everything. He slashed products, he redesigned the brand, and launched the iMac.
This is iMac.
Jobs also brought Nexus software, technology that became the backbone of macOS and iOS. His so-called lost years became Apple's foundation for the future. Then came the iTunes, then the iPod, and then
3 separate devices. This is one device. And we are calling it iPhone. Today, Apple is going to reinvent the phone.
its product wasn't just tech, it was a lifestyle, a movement. Jobs redefined consumer technology, business strategy, and marketing itself. From near bankruptcy, Apple became the most valuable company in the world. And it all stemmed from one philosophy: make it simple, make it beautiful, make it essential. In 2011, Steve Jobs passed away, but his influence hasn't faded, it's grown. Apple still runs on his DNA. The world runs on his devices. And every founder, every visionary still studies the way Jobs thought, talked, and sold. He wasn't perfect, he wasn't easy, but he proved that vision, when paired with relentless belief, can rewrite the future. Steve Jobs didn't just build Apple, he built a blueprint for turning ideas into empires. His legacy is a paradox: a man who preached think different yet demanded absolute control, who built tools for creativity but ruled with fear. Visionaries aren't saints, they're forces of nature reshaping the world at any cost. Thanks for watching The Finance Narrative. If stories like this matter to you, like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Every fortune has a backstory, and we're here to tell it.